Hi there, David Hunter here from bloggerme.com, and this is just a short review of the New Zealand-Wales game from Saturday the 19th of June. This was another good game to watch from the neutral spectator's point of view. Very physical game, I might add, in the open, and of course a very hotly contested breakdown, which is always going to be the case whenever Richie and McCaw is involved in any game of rugby. Now, the early pressure was exerted on New Zealand by Wales. They had the best of the territory, best of possession, but they just couldn't finish it off. Now, New Zealand were very strong in defence, but on more than one occasion the Welsh team knocked it on in the New Zealand 22, which just allows them to clear their lines, to relieve the pressure, and of course get the first try through a quick tap from Jimmy Cowan, resulting in Kevin Mealamu crossing the line just shy of 20 minutes for the first try of the game. Now, Kevin Mealamu was the subject of another highlight of the game for me, which just typified how physical the game was. Mike Phillips, the Welsh scrum half, absolutely emptied him. Great tackle, and I'm sure the big man Mealamu will never live that down. He's not going to hear the end of that one from his teammates in the next couple of weeks anyway. But the second New Zealand try was somewhat controversial. Conrad Smith came from an offside position and in the side of the Welsh ruck to turn it over and pass it to Corey Jane. Now, Corey Jane still had a lot of work to do. He had a long way to run, and he showed some really good finishing skills to get over for that second try. Now, Conrad Smith, opportunistic, referee let him away with it, touchers let him away with it to my surprise, and they're never going to turn that down. But I thought it was poor refereeing. Anyway, the half-time score was 15-9 to New Zealand, and deservedly so. Now, in the second half, New Zealand came out looking every bit as sharp, if not sharper, than they finished the first half. Dan Carter was looking on form, Joe Rokocoko was looking dangerous, and New Zealand were starting to get on top in the scrums a little bit as well. Now, Dan Carter's willingness to run it, in fact he ran it from his own line through Joe Rokocoko. It went through a couple of phases and then ended up in him finishing off what on any other day would have been a great individual score with the feat that he showed. But on this day it was a great team try because of the build-up and the quick phases that they went through. And of course it wasn't to be Carter's last try of the day. Again, willing to run the ball from inside his own half. He picked the ball up from a midfield move inside his own half, at this point still I might add, and he ran in the rest of the pitch. Now, he made absolute fools out of the Welsh defence. He turned them inside out, and again, this was more an individual effort, and it looked brilliant. And it really does say to me that Dan Carter is back to his best. The rest of the world would need to watch out ahead of the World Cup next year. Now, the Welsh team in the second half really did not perform as well as they did in the first half. They perhaps weren't contesting the breakdowns as well, and they weren't as quick up in defence, so that was giving New Zealand quick ball and giving them a little bit more space. Also, the Welsh kicking was not as precise as it was in the first half. Their up and unders were more often than not too short, and whenever they were kicking for tactical kicking, they were maybe going too long, or weren't finding the space, or weren't finding touch. Of course, this led to a Richard Kahui try whenever he received the ball and just ran right through the middle of Wales. There wasn't a hand laid on him. The defence was non-existent, which was a bit disappointing from the Welsh point of view, but it looked good again from a neutral supporter's point of view. Another thing in the game that I was really impressed by was Richie McCaw. And of course, there's very few games where you can't not be impressed by him. But on this day, as I mentioned, it was a physical game, and Richie McCaw was always looking to hit that ball up, to get a solid platform for New Zealand to build from. He made a lot of important tackles, and of course, he was always there looking to turn ball over at the breakdown. And one thing he does so well, even when he doesn't turn the ball over, is he gets back to his feet either very quickly, or he never goes off his feet in the first place. And as I say, he doesn't always win the ball, but what he does is he slows the ball down, which allows the defence to get organised and prevents Wales from getting good, clean, quick attacking ball. So all in all, a very good game, very enjoyable. Notable appearance by a young Cruden. Cruden came on for Dan Carter for the last 10 or so minutes, and again looked very sharp. Looks like another player for the future, who perhaps was maybe unlucky not to get a score. But no, a good game to watch from a neutral supporter's point of view, and I must say I'm looking forward to the second test. So that's it from me. I'm looking forward to hearing your comments on this post, joining the discussion. If you agree or don't agree, I want to hear it. Look forward to it.